What's up guys, this is Ray and welcome to Asian Filmist, and we're still in April, so that means we're going to still talk about superhero films. And today we're going to talk about a 2018 South Korean superhero film by the name of Psychokinesis. This movie is the latest by director Yeon Sang-Ho, who gave to us Train to Busan. I absolutely love Train to Busan, so going into Psychokinesis, I had high expectations, most definitely. And this movie stars two actors whom I enjoy watching perform, Ryoo Seung-Ryong and Shim Eun-Kyung. And honestly, I don't know if this film, by all definitions, would pass for a superhero film, but it's about a guy who finds out he has superhero powers, so I felt it was definitely most appropriate. And in Psychokinesis, we have Ryoo Seung-Ryong play Sukun, who's a security guard, and he doesn't really have much going for him in life. But one day he develops psychokinetic powers after drinking some contaminated water from the river. And so there, you have your superhero origin, so it's definitely a superhero film, at least by my definition. And so one day he gets a call from his estranged daughter Rumi, who's played by Shim Eun-Kyung. And it turns out that Rumi's mom, or Sukun's ex-wife, had passed away after a quarrel with some gangsters slash construction company who's trying to scare out all the residents or all the tenants of this marketplace, so that way they can build some shopping malls, that kind of stuff. And this is because Rumi operates a fried chicken restaurant in this area. And so Sukun, he tries to protect Rumi and aid her in her battle against these gangsters, much to her displeasure. But then once he shows that he has psychokinetic powers, things start changing a lot. And so let's talk about the positives and negatives. I love, as expected with these two actors, they do an amazing job with their performances. Not only do we get an entertaining father and daughter love-hate relationship between these two, but we also get layers to their performances. Like Sukun, he's kind of a dick, and he tries to do anything he can to get over or to make some extra cash. Like he even tries to sell his psychokinetic powers to a local nightclub, so that way he can do some magic shows for them in exchange for some extra cash. But once he recognizes that his daughter is in danger, his fatherly instincts kick in, and he tries to save the day. And he embarks on this character arc where he goes from a selfish dick of a guy to a selfless hero. And you even have Rumi, in her heart she wants to reunite with the father because he is the only family she has left, but at the same time she remembers how he walked out on their family without looking back, and that holds her back a lot. I also love how this is the story of an atypical hero. You don't have the muscle-bound Steve Rogers Captain America types. You get an old guy with a gut, a regular-looking ajushi, regular-looking old man. But even though he doesn't have the physique or the typical mold of a superhero, a regular superhero you would expect, he's still entertaining to watch, and he's still a guy you can get behind and cheer. And the special effects that were utilized to show his psychokinetic powers, they were quite well done. I don't know how well Korea is known for their budgets when it comes to special effects or blockbusters, but Psychokinesis, it did damn well in showing how Sukun can move things with his mind and even move himself and other people. And the way the film displayed his growth, not only as a character but even his powers. At first he moves lighters and neckties with his mind, and then throughout the film he starts moving whole structures, whole buildings, people, himself, and everything that gets thrown in his way with his mind, and it's absolutely fun and stunning to watch. And the entire final act is full of spectacle, the kind of spectacle that you would expect and enjoy in your typical superhero film. And so let's talk about the negatives of Psychokinesis. I thought the bad guys were quite cookie cutter. I like the actors who portray the villains in the story, but they don't come off as anything interesting as anything different than what you see in not only a superhero film, but just a regular film about gangsters or corrupt companies. Like Jung Yoo-mi, who plays the final boss in this movie. You know, I love her as an actress. I love the roles that she's in, but they build her up to be a really intriguing character at first when they bring her into the story, but I felt like they didn't do much with her. They kind of only had her for a few scenes and then that was it. And in this story, I feel like with a superhero film, you should probably have a supervillain. Now, it's not necessary to have a supervillain or like a single character in which that poses as a rival to the hero. But I felt like this movie probably could have used something like that. Because honestly, the type of villains that Suk-kun faces in the story are all level 1 and level 2 thugs. And you don't really get a confrontation with the lead bad guy. And in that sense, just thinking about the typical superhero formula, it was kind of that was kind of a disappointment, but at the same time it was quite refreshing because as I said earlier, this is a story of an atypical superhero, so we don't need a typical superhero story. But overall, what did I think of Psychokinesis? Absolutely loved it. Maybe not to the same level as Train to Busan, but I felt that there were so many things to enjoy about Psychokinesis. Both the characters, not only the characters, but also the special effects and the spectacle. Granted, this film, I felt focused a lot more on the characters and the character growth rather than the showcase of superpowers. And I think it was a bit refreshing. We don't have a typical superhero story, and at the same time, this movie had a balance of not only character growth and character development, but also spectacle and superhero action. Do I recommend this story? Yeah, I definitely do, especially if you like stories of the unlikely hero. And this movie had a bit of everything. You had your superhero action, of course, and you had your drama, and you even had your comedy for those much needed laughs. But yes, those are just my thoughts on Psychokinesis. What did you guys think? Or what kind of questions did you guys have? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And by all means, support Asian Filmists through Patreon. It really helps the channel a lot. Plus, you can take advantage of some fun and exciting perks. And so, as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching. And I hope to see you all again in the next video. Take it easy.